Hi, everyone. It's me, Rachel Vasquez, and I'm so excited to be back here with you today. I know it's been a long time since my last recording, but I've been traveling for widows conferences and connecting with my family and just doing some life stuff. So, with that being said, I am very grateful to be back connecting with you and bringing to you a little bit of information in case you didn't know, or as a refresher, or maybe just to inspire you as well. So today is October 10th, 2022, which happens to be the World Mental Health Awareness Day. And I am very excited to bring this topic to my platform, primarily because this is a day that we collectively, globally, can come together and talk about issues that affect us um, in our everyday lives. So even if we ourselves may or may not be juggling one or two mental health issues, whether it's something that's going on chronically or if it's something that may just be temporarily affecting us because of our immediate life circumstance, mental health is something that is very important. And if you're struggling with it, it is detrimental to how you can live your life every day to day. And with that being said, I do want to applaud the fact that so many people in my peer group and globally have stepped up and are doing whatever their version of this little mental health awareness day conversation starter is. And for that, I'm also truly grateful. Uh, so I did take a couple of notes. So if you see me looking down, I don't normally do notes, but I want to make sure I cover everything because it is very important that I don't leave something out. Um, so with that, I want to talk about a little bit about how mental health can affect not only just, you know, adults, men and women, but also children. It affects your physical health, your spiritual health. It affects your work life. It can also affect things that are brought on from trauma and also goes into suicide. And these are just a few things that this will touch on. But the reason that I'm touching on these is because something that's also very important to me is the health of widows or people who have lost their spouse or partner. Because this is such an underserved demographic of people that go unnoticed and don't and go without resources or without any type of support when it comes to things like widows deal with trauma. So much trauma from the loss of their loved one, the loss of their spouse. So there's bereavement there. We have a higher rate of suicide because of the things that fall on the shoulders can feel overwhelming and feeling such despair and alone feelings. So that category for widows has a higher than average rate of suicide within the first 2 years after their spouse or loved one has passed. So there's also the illnesses that go along with stress. And stress can even bring on like chronic fatigue syndrome. It can bring on physical pain, exhaustion, insomnia, those things. The loss of sleep in itself can bring on other mental health concerns. So that is just another caveat. But another thing that also goes into this is addictions. And it can be addictions can fall under the category, obviously, of drugs and alcohol, gambling, food addictions. Guilty of that one. I gained 100 pounds since my husband passed away. And that is something that I am currently working towards making myself a more healthy person. But food addiction can carry in its own things such as diabetes and fatigue, joint problems, body movement, not to even start talking about like self-esteem and worthiness and how you feel about looking at yourself in the mirror every day. So that's that's just one little caveat there. And then also something that I had been working with recently that I thought was pretty incredible. And I had never really thought in forms of it being trauma, but how it relates so much in the widow world, which is hoarding. And hoarding is also a trauma response, and it falls under um, addictions as well. So sometimes women or men who have lost their spouse or partner will turn themselves so far inward that they are afraid to lose anything else. So they start assigning value in a manner that is not proportionate to what you're specifically talking about. So I may have this crystal, and to me, this may be the most valuable selenite crystal that has ever been in the world because of whatever reason in my mind I feel that way. And you amplify that by every single thing in your home. So the problems that come along with all of these types of mental health issues is that so many of us are parents. And being a parent with all of these new mental health problems that may be affecting you, and I'm mainly speaking now at this point to people who have lost a spouse or partner, or had a significant loss. So they're dealing with a lot of bereavement and a lot of anguish that comes in that category. I'm not speaking to, I mean, this could be a 10-hour video if I were to go on and on. So speaking in this square, when you are dealing with so many new mental health issues that come at you from the aspect of a loss, it does start to affect the way that you think, between your brain fog and your sleeping habits, the way that you delegate and parent also becomes changed. You may or may not be thinking that your children's mental health are being affected, or if you do know or notice that their mental health is affected from losing that parent, it may be something that's too much for you to deal with in itself. So that is an aspect that people need to understand, that you're not alone in that, and that is not shameful. If you feel so overwhelmed that your children are suffering and that you don't know what to do and you don't know how to take action to care about that, then this message is for you. And also, if you are a parent to younger children and your mental health is suffering, you're also carrying those things onto your younger children, who will start to in turn have other mental health problems themselves, such as maybe their own self-esteem issues, or feeling shame because they want to reach out and talk to a teacher about it, but they're also afraid of what could be going on with you as their parent. So there's a lot that to unpack there, and just for the sake of time, I'm going to leave it at that portion. The other side of that are adult parent or adult children. So if you have older children that are like in their late teens to 20s, 30s, 40s, 40-year-olds, who notice their parent, the mother that they love, the father that they love, suffering and experiencing these mental health issues, it can be very alarming, and they want to step into action and try to become your caregiver, if that makes sense. And so then that in turn creates a mental health problem on their end, and it also creates a dynamic of distrust, and can also sometimes become pretty vicious in the way that you would relate to one another as a parent-child unit. So mental health is something that is so absolutely critical that we pay attention to it, and not and cut those strings for stigma and what people used to think, or that it's we don't talk about our problems to anyone else, we don't air out our dirty laundry, we don't need that help, that's not a real thing. Oh, you just need to get some good sleep, you need to date again, let go of your past, move on, it's been a day, a year, a month, 10 years. all the things that go along with the stigma of having mental health struggles that need attention. Let go of it and reach out, because we have so many resources that we are building. And within our community, we have resources that are coming to light. I am building myself resources if you're interested in a licensed professional, such as psychology or a psychiatrist, if you need some medication to help get you through some of your maybe your complicated grief. Or if you are looking for a support group, they have them virtually now and also within your different communities. So if you've tried a support group and you think, I'm not really a joiner, it doesn't really vibe with me, please know, try again. There are so many that cater to so many different lifestyles. So you can find one within your own religious group if you are a religious person and you have a faith-based group that you want to look for. We can help you find that. Or if you are somebody who wants to connect with other women who want to travel because that's something that you enjoy doing, but now you don't know what that looks like. And now you're feeling a little down and blue about that. We have communities for that as well. Also, you know, you have other people that can come and tell you if their experiences, and you may find connections within communities where their spouse has taken their own life or they've lost a spouse due to addiction, because each of these little caveats in the bereavement process always look a little bit different. Some have groups that where their spouse has been killed by an impaired driver or an accident, you know, such as skydiving, hang gliding, things like that, or automobiles. So there's all different types of support groups that can help you. And I just don't want you to give up, because you can find your tribe to help you through these, I guess I would say, rapid waters that make you feel like you're drowning over and over. And we can hold you up. This is a journey, and I myself am a bereavement guide that helps support women who are trying to navigate those waters and build a new life. I work with people who want to do something different. They're ready, but they don't know what that looks like yet. And I have colleagues that work with people who are very freshly wounded from their loss. So please reach out, send me an email. And I can get you whatever resources that you need. And even if you just want to chat and talk, or you have topics that you want to dive in about, I'm more than happy to listen and get into that. So I want to thank you so much for your time today. I went a little bit longer than I expected to, but it's a very important topic, and I could actually dissect each of these into separate individual videos. But I do want to acknowledge you and let you know that I love you. You are supported, you are worthy, and you are exhibiting so much strength, even if it was just getting out of bed today to brush your teeth. And if you couldn't, no judgment. It's okay. There's always tomorrow. So please have a great day. Be kind to yourself and take care. Bye.